Good day and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be walking you through the troubleshooting steps that I went through to get the remote access to my Raspberry Pi custom installation of Ubuntu Interim Release 24.10. After I managed to get the access after struggling for few days, I thought to share the solution since I couldn't find it on YouTube but only one of the blogs. The physical setup is as follows. We have one VM based server as the source and the destination is Ubuntu server installed on Raspberry Pi. As we know, there are three options to connect to the remote servers. Option 1 is connecting from another computer. Option 2 connecting with password. Option 3 connecting via service provider console like AWS and DigitalOcean. Since this is not a cloud hosted server but installed on Raspberry Pi, I had no other options than go for password authentication. Let's move on to the troubleshooting. First, we will try to SSH using a Windows host CMD for both users Jude and root. Trying with user Jude, getting the permission denied error. And we are trying with root user, still getting the same issue. And then we are trying with verbose mode. According to the verbose mode, we should take further details. As we observing, we can see client prints the messages which can be used as logs for the troubleshooting process. And now we are trying the same SSH through a Ubuntu server, our VM workstation. We tried with root user, still we are having the same issue, and trying with user Jude as well. Having the same issue. So now let's moving on to the Ubuntu server. And now we are on the Ubuntu server and let's check the status of the SSH service. Systemctl status SSHD. It's working fine. Everything is good. Now we are checking the status of the local host. The purpose is to check whether SSH is working fine inside the server. As we got an error on changing keys, now we are trying to change the keys remotely from our VM server. Since we have no access to the Ubuntu server, we are unable to generate the keys and connecting back to our Ubuntu server. As the next step, we will be trying to check the status of the firewall. As observed, the status of the firewall is inactive. So firewall is not still up. After all, finally we are checking both locations tilde hash dot ssh, and we see it has authorized keys and private keys and public keys and non-host, all the things. And then we are checking the SSH stuff related to the server itself. So we see one of the file is there. So now we have two options to overcome the issue. The first one, we will be creating one of the file on the server, and as a disclaimer I want to mention that still I haven't configured best practices for the server, since I need to get the access for the server first. So now we created one of the files on the server and we updated with our statements. So now we have deleted the file we previously updated and proceed with the second option. And now we are about to proceed with the second option, updating the cat command, our 50cloudinit.conf file. For this option we will enable the password authentication in this file from no to yes, and we need to save the file. So now it's time to check the remote access from the next gen server with username Jute. Yeah, no doubt it's working for user Jute. And for the verification purposes we will check the hostname of the server. This is our Ubuntu server, and we are checking the IP address as well. IP address is server IP 192.168.0.3. So now we are trying back with root user, because we enabled settings for both user Jude and user root as well. Yeah, it's successful. We can remotely connect using the root user as well. Again, we checked both IP and hostname. Thank you for watching.